Welcome back to Nick Lenz's Movie Reviews. This is episode number 28. And this one, for my countdown to Halloween, I'm talking about my point to the actual movie, and that movie I'm talking about. And that movie is Dracula's Daughter. Yes, this one right here, that's what I'm talking about. Released in 1936, coming out about 5 years after the previous film. Now, this is a sequel. Yes, it is a sequel. And it picks up right where the last film goes off, where Professor Abraham von Helsing, not Abraham Van Helsing, I don't know why they changed the name for. He's in the film, but about partway through, he gets, like, when they introduce the new characters in the film, who's played by, of course, all the actors here all dead, Otto Krudger as Dr. Jeffrey Garth, who is a psychiatrist. Yeah, he's a psychiatrist, and apparently he's an old student, Professor von Helsing, because the film picks up right where the last one leaves off, where you have, this is after Dracula's death at the hands of Van Helsing from the previous film, though they changed it to Von Helsing, I don't know why. It's the same actor, and I'm glad they kept the same actor. This one kind of makes sense to keep him there, and the cops show up, and they notice the bodies of Dracula and Rainfield from the previous film. Now, from the previous film, he was killed when Dracula pushed him off a set of stairs. Dracula was killed by having a stake put into his heart. So, yeah, and the cops kind of charge him with murder, but he's only confirmed killing Dracula. He didn't kill Rainfield. He was killed by somebody. He was killed by Dracula. Dracula killed him. So he's only charged with possibly one murder, and he's not like it's not like they slap the cuffs on him and just take him to their nearest buggy or something. No, they just take him to custody, just grab his arm, and then just walk away. And when they introduce Dr. Jeffrey Garth, the movie focuses on him, and Van Helsing is almost completely written out of the film. He just comes back toward the very end. Now, Dracula's daughter herself, who comes in, her name in the film is Countess Marina Zaleska, and she's played by Gloria Holden, she passed in 1991 at the age of 87, and she is an American actress, and she's of German descent, despite the fact she's actually supposed to be from Transylvania. And she really is the daughter of Dracula, though she refers herself as Dracula's daughter. And she's in love with Dr. Jeffrey Garth. Now, he himself is in love with his assistant, Janet. Yeah, he's in love with her. So, pretty much, he wants to free herself from the Dracula curse. And her manservant, in a way. This is something quite bizarre. Basically, he's in love with her, and she's in love with somebody else. Yeah, it's a bit bizarre romance when it comes to these films. Yeah, but the guy who plays Van Helsing from the previous film, Van Helsing, it's Edward Van Sloan. Yeah, this guy. This is the guy who played Helsing. He's the original actor who played him. Actually, I think he might have been a little bit older, probably in his 40s, but yeah. This guy was in several of the Universal Monster movies, but he was brought back to this very film. Now, they do something that is from the novel, from the Dracula novel, that they didn't include in this film, but they took it out of the last film, where they actually go to Transylvania. Yes, they go to Transylvania, you get a chance to see the castle again. From the previous film, heck, you get a chance to see the very steps that Bela Lugosi himself walked on in the previous film. Chance to see that. Apparently, the places were run down, places got cobwebs. Bit bizarre, but yeah, fun seeing that. The manservant himself is killed by a group of cops. Dracula's daughter herself is killed by an arrow, not by a stake to her heart. Yeah, and also, and this is something a bit bizarre, even for the 1930s, there's a hint of lesbianism in this film. I'm not kidding. There's just one really weird scene where she needs to go, I don't know, suck blood. And for some reason, they won't show her actually taking out her fangs, even though Bela Lugosi had no problem with it. I don't know. Yeah, so she pretty much asked her, like, to pose for a photo. So she asked her to take off her blouse and pretty much put on her straps, and then she bites her. Off screen, mind you. Yeah, there's a heavy hint of lesbianism in this movie. Now, for a vampire movie, this is nothing unusual at all, because later films would do something like this, but this is unusual for an early vampire film, like an early 1930s film, to have a hint of lesbianism in the film. So it kind of hints that Dracula's daughter is bisexual, where she is both attracted to men and women. Fine. I don't have a problem with that. Honestly, this was something completely out of nowhere. It's one quick little scene. It doesn't interrupt the flow of the movie. It only takes up, maybe 2 or 3 minutes of screen time. Yeah, the girl she's reported as found dead later on. But otherwise, though, it's just a quick little filler scene. But, yeah. The film is classic. Is it as good as Dracula? No. It's not exactly the same plot as Dracula. But it's a pretty decent plot for what it is. And I do appreciate Universal basically definitely also bringing it back Van Helsing. What rating do I give this movie? 9 out of 10. Unlike the previous film, which is a classic, I gave that one a 10 out of 10. This one I give a 9 out of 10. Because it's not entirely perfect, and it's not exactly as classic as the original film. Alright? I know this is kind of a quick one, but not much to talk about when it comes to this particular film. But a lot of stuff happens in this film. A lot of hypnotism. The film itself, now as for the runtime for this film, this one is, believe it or not, the same exact runtime as Dracula. Yeah, only an hour and 12 minutes. Yep, only an hour and 12 minutes. That's how long this film is. Yeah, that's how long it is. That's her right there. That's Gloria Holden right there. This picture right here, that's her. That is the woman. Yeah. I mean, from seeing her from this movie, she's a very lovely woman. And even though she passed away when she was in her 80s, but back then she probably was a gorgeous woman for any guy basically to be with. Yeah. Janet, she was okay. I mean, everybody knew that it was heavily implied that Janet and Jeffrey might get together. It's a kind of a cliche thing. It's kind of like they replaced Harker and Mina. It's like Jonathan and Mina with Jeffrey and Janet. Yeah, it's like they swapped. It's like they used some elements from the previous film into this one too. So it's still a good movie overall to watch. All right. That's it for this video. That's the episode. Stay tuned for episode 29, where I'm going to talk about a film that it is a sequel in a way, but it's a bit bizarre of a sequel in a way. Next one, Son of Dracula is next. And the guy who plays Dracula is not Bela Lugosi. Okay? But I will tell you who it is. It's a bit of a jaw dropper for who it is. Okay? So until then, see you there. Bye.